Show, Fayette County TV, Channel 77, QCon Breeze Live, myself, Ken Philibum, the Duke, and Stellar's Collectible Shop inside the Uniontown Mall, Victor Malik, and I got it right that time.
Broke right through it.
Yes, sir.
You know,
What's
the
going
fun
on,
part
sir?
of what's happening right now is we sat here and we had like a corporate meeting where all the big heads got together, and we thought there wasn't going to be a lot to talk about for the next couple months. Boy, did we walk into a storm today.
All right.
What do you think's the biggest story in Pittsburgh right now?
Well, I'll tell you what the best story is, that Shelton's gone.
That's number one?
That's the best, but as far as the biggest, maybe the Pickens situation's the biggest, but what has the best effect on Pittsburgh sports is the firing of Shelton.
I think
Or
the thing
Reed,
that has
whatever
the
they did.
biggest effect on our happiness is Mike Kelly Toyota. Tell them
Yes,
about
sir.
Mike Kelly Toyota.
Well done. Mike Kelly Automotive isn't just about cars, it's about trust. With a wide range of vehicles and personalized service, we make your car buying experience easy and enjoyable. Come see why generations have chosen us for their automotive needs.
I'm not the best number two in the business for nothing.
Oh, hey, number three, number one?
Yeah, that's pretty much the way it goes. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. If we had an open call format right now, phones would be off the hook. What was it, 11 o'clock this morning? What time did Shelton get the axe? Speaking
my
of
phone's
which,
been
let's do
blowing
this. Let's update this.
Oh, I got it. We got a new one
I'm
on
going
there?
with a bigger one.
Okay, yeah. Put a little
Sorry.
more emphasis on that.
Yeah, so we've gotten rid of the Penguins coach, now the Pirates coach. How long till Tomlin gets chopped?
Well, he survived the Shadir Sanders this potential that would have led to him most likely being run out of town, which I'll make that trade for Dion right now. But it is what it is. I don't know. You know what? This could be. I mean, you know what? If they don't bring in a quarterback and they don't find a number two, there's a lot of excuses for him to buy him another year. So.
I think Will Howard is a good enough excuse. You already have a quarterback there.
We both like Will Howard, rightfully
Yeah.
so. I mean, I watched him just own Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, with the defense they've had during that time frame, that was no easy task.
So let's figure out what we want to dissect first. Do you want to go football, baseball?
Let's you know what? Let's go baseball.
Because we are live on the air broadcasting right
that's
now.
The hottest, the freshest at the moment. So
What do you think of Kelly being the bench coach being named as the interim coach? Do you think there's a plan in place where there's somebody out there that they're going to hire, or are they just going to ride Kelly?
I would have let Duke run this team at this point.
Bro.
Honestly, this is ridiculous. This thing, it was worse than the Bad News Bears.
Did you by chance see the game yesterday? Did you get a chance to see the
Negative.
Cardinals?
I didn't get to see any of that yesterday. So
I watched. This has to be the reason that Shelton finally got fired. Number one, you've lost 7 in a row. You've lost 10 of the last 11. And the thing that happened in the game yesterday, there were 2 plays because we had it on here. Donnie and I watched most of it sorting cards. I saw the Cardinals had a guy on first base, and I believe it was the 6th inning. There was a one-hopper hit to Reynolds in the outfield, and the guy scored from first base. I've never seen that. You see it in a Pony League game, not in a pro game.
That's my point. This team has looked like the Bad News Bears, and there is all-star caliber talent on this team. Cruz is a borderline all-star. Reynolds has been in the all-star game. I mean, Skeens, he's maybe showing some signs of trailing off a bit, but he's still probably the best overall pitcher in all of baseball. And you got a good rotation, and you got some.
You got some arms in the bullpen.
Yeah, there's that.
There's
too.
a couple guys in the bullpen that look like they have promise, and this is not Bednar who I'm talking about. There's Barucki looks really good. I think his name's Taylor. Yeah, come on in, Donnie. So
we're
we've got
live.
So
You're
what
good.
I did was
Come
I did a
on.
little research
Yes,
last
sir.
night.
I see that. You got everything going there.
The Pirates right now, as of what is today, May 8th. And
Yes, sir.
one thing we have to do to make sure we get this out of the way is Happy Mother's Day to every mother
Absolutely.
out there this upcoming weekend. I know my mom's doing her best to keep my dad in good spirits for the hip operation that's coming. Keep up the good work,
And
Pat.
my mother,
Happy Mother's Day.
You got the usual gift cards coming your way.
Sounds good. So what I did was I took a look. The Pirates right now at this point, May 8th, have 26 home runs for the year. The Yankees have 62.
No,
What does that tell you
They're
about
using
that?
better bats too.
RBIs, the Pirates have 116. The Yankees have 199. That's where a lot of this is really falling apart for the Pirates. And the Pirates right now have left 260 batters on base for the year. That's 7th overall in the wrong direction. Total bases, the Pirates 408, the Yankees have 580. And OPS 626, the Yankees 807, and the Yankees aren't leading in every category right now.
No,
so
that's
the things that the Pirates have been doing. They're 2nd overall in errors with 27. I love how teams have told you that the Pirates are a great defensive team. You can't be 2nd in errors.
Well, you know
overall.
what? I'm tired of hearing about how great they are defensively. Is Shirley batting over 100?
No.
Good God.
Your bottom 3 in the order, no one's over 220.
I mean,
So your
yeah,
last 3 batters are just completely
great
bad.
glove, but I mean, he can't get near the ball.
No.
It's pathetic. Sorry,
No.
it's just, I mean,
And-
I've been to 4 games. I'm going twice this weekend. It's embarrassing.
The craziest part of the Pirates is they have loved this first base outfielder combination, moving players around. What team has ever been successful with a 5'9" first baseman? Does that even make sense?
You know, I made the suggestion early on that I thought they should have tried Davis there.
At this point,
I mean, if you ain't going to play him at catcher and right field wasn't working out, then you have a hole at first base. You took this guy first overall
101 should play.
somewhere.
Thank you. And
Ugh.
not in right field. So we could do the Pirates for
Yeah. So
forever.
you know what? But while we're talking Pirates, let's baseball. So we teased this last week when we were up in Penn State. We are.
Penn State.
So I had mentioned to you these gas station mystery packs.
Yes.
How there was some of the gas stations up that way had these. This
You
one.
got Duke? You want me to?
Yeah, you could have dibs on this, and I'll open to set up our football conversation. I'll open the other one. So
Cool.
yeah.
So what will you have here?
This was $8, folks.
And the lady at Sheets was amazed at how much we knew about these things.
Yeah.
So this is what they consider a mystery pack from Sheets. And they bait you in with a Deion Sanders foil 10-cent card on the back.
Well, that's how they got
And
me.
They gave you the Willie Castro.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah, he probably was a pirate at one point.
Yeah, might be.
So they're
again.
putting them in a team bag, which costs less than a penny.
Yeah, you're probably getting 50 cents worth of cards here.
And this is nothing against Sheets because I love your food, but this is
Absolutely.
a product you should just
yeah, you
not
guys
have.
should be embarrassed to do this to people.
Okay, the Dion. You got a Bo Bichette, Bowman 3rd year. The great shoeless Joe Jackson, Riley, George Springer, Willie McGee.
Oh, cool.
The great Mike Proley. Oh, tremendous relief pitcher. What was Rowan Gartner from the movie? Kent
yes.
Merker, Patino. These
Marker
are.
was a pirate killer back in the day.
I'm going to show you what you do. The Pirates actually have a guy named Mike York right now with an E on the end who's in the minors.
Yeah.
Things come around. Garbage. As soon as garbage. That's with the player
Yep.
from right now with
Yeah,
the
it's,
Royals' dad.
Yep.
That might be Miguel Cabrera's brother. This is how you're hoping that there's something in these. These are heritage cards.
Crap.
Absolutely. I would say if you came into my store and said, Victor, I want to buy this stack of cards, I would give it to you. I would just say take it. I
might
don't want to
give you
run it.
money to take that.
Yeah.
That's how bad that is.
So if Rick can pan down, I'm going to show you what happens to cards like this in my store. This is the free bin. That's where those cards belong. So any kid who comes up here, you can get those cards for free out of the free bin.
Now we're going to have some fun.
I can
with,
give you bags.
Yeah, we're going to have some
Take
fun
'em.
with some better mystery. My good friend, Mean Dean. Sorry.
Can't wait to see you at training camp this year.
Yes, sir. Or Mainline. He'll be down there also. All right.
You need something to cut that with?
I got my keys on me. All right, so we got a mystery jersey from the Steelers in here. We're going to have some fun. Hopefully we do better than that pile of garbage that you got at Sheets there.
Yeah. Yikes. Did I pay for that or did you?
I think it was a combination effort, a team effort.
Because I'll
on that
give you
one.
money for.
No,
you know,
we're good. We're good.
I really don't want you to have to take the $7 hit on that crap.
Yeah, right.
Is there anything in here of matters?
No. So number 18 of 30. So
Oh,
he
look
had.
how nice that is.
Yeah,
That's
30
a
of these.
mystery pack, folks.
So you know I did good.
Other
if-
side, other side.
We're just ripping the thing.
Okay.
If you remember one of the shows where I started from the garage, I opened it up and we pulled Juju. So we got a home style. This is a team issue jersey, by the way. It was never worn. Let's see what we got here. Ooh.
Senquez Golden?
Heh. second round pick back in 2015, I believe. All-American out of, what was it, Ole Miss? Cornerback?
Oklahoma State's coming to mind, but I know I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
But you know what? Hey,
That's as nice as it gets.
that really is. Actually,
No, that's good stuff.
there might be more to this. I got to see what's going on here. We'll have to check that out.
What
Well, you
is
know
the
He was always
23
hurt.
on that? We'll
Yeah,
go back
that's a
and
good
show
question.
everybody.
Yeah, that's why that caught my eye too. I don't know if it was
That's team issued, not game used.
no.
Correct?
Well, it's supposed to be team issue, but I wonder if this was
Game worn
I wonder
23?
if this was repurposed and numbers were.
Because
Oh,
go through this. What's this tag for? Do you know offhand?
Oh, that's the cert.
That's
So
the
yeah,
certification?
actually, so I'll go to the Steelers site, which is actually here, and we'll punch that in, and then it'll give the history of this jersey.
Isn't that sweet?
Yeah, that's actually
And
what.
when you guys go and you get the 101s and you're getting what's called the laundry tag, this is what they're cutting off the jersey for the 101. Is this? That's what's built into a card. That's pretty much the holy grail of card collecting, is getting a rookie laundry. They call them laundry tags.
Yeah, this is a decent jersey.
And what size is this?
Oh,
Boy, I bet you this is a 40.
42,
42?
up here. Yeah, up on the neck, it's labeled here.
And what's this tag say?
Probably just how to wash it.
That's all it is.
Yep.
You're ahead of the game.
Yes, sir. That's not a bad pull.
No, would you pay for the mystery box?
Those are 100.
100.
Yeah.
You got a game worn shirt for $100.
Team issue, yeah.
Team issue, all of that.
But you know
so
what?
thanks, Dean.
Now to kind
Good
of
job on that.
kind of set up some of the other stuff you got going on.
Oh, is this hurt? This is where the show gets painful.
Yes, sir. So
And being a Steeler fan, and a collectible collector, this is the down day that you're going to have to deal with.
So this might be coming to eBay soon. This
Yeah.
here is this visor is from. It says it on there, 9/22/23. That was the Thursday night game against the Cleveland Browns, where he made that highlight,
Wonderful
that
one-handed
highlight reel
catch.
catch. Which will probably be what he's known. Personally, I thought he hot dogged it on that play, but that's all right. It was a memorable catch. This
That's one of
visor-
the few games that Pickens played in that he did not get fined by the NFL. Yeah, he set I think he has a Steeler record. Him and Harrison might be tied. He was fined 9 different times
Oh my!
by the league, and that's an interesting
Let's be honest,
statistic.
he brought a lot of that on himself, though. In all fairness.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Take a guess at how many dollars in fines the NFL levied last year in 2024
Oh, for the whole league?
for the whole league.
I'm guessing at least $3 million.
$112 million in fines.
Oh, I said at least. Wow,
Yeah,
112
million in fines. Pickens had a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Steelers
yeah.
had a bunch too. And you think about how much they're fining. The average fine is about $16,000. That's uniform infractions, face masks.
Well, wasn't Jalen
Head-
Warren getting a lot of these because of how he was?
I think
lowering
he only
his
had
head?
like 2 of them.
But at one point,
Yeah.
because he was like protecting himself when he was running the ball.
So $112 million in fines were
Please
levied by
don't
the NFL last year. Yeah, that was on the Spot Track website.
I believe that. You know what? I haven't really stopped the thought. That's why I went low just because. But wow, $3 million
Mm-hmm.
or 112 million.
So let's see if
Yeah.
you can guess the cards that are in the procession of Steeler wide receivers who've been traded or thrown away.
Well,
Starting with AB. This is under Mike Tomlin's regime.
AB was traded to then Oakland.
Who would be the next one?
Bryant was the year before.
There you go.
Juju left via free agency. Chase Claypool traded to the Bears. Who do we got next? I can't. Deontay Johnson traded to Carolina. He's bounced around since. And George Pickens. You know, there's some other receivers you're missing in there, like Sammy Coates. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
But
there's-
Coates didn't leave. Coates left more that he wasn't a fit.
No, he wasn't.
Then he wasn't a troublemaker.
He. In all fairness, yeah.
Because Rooney made the statement towards the end of last year that he wanted to keep Tomlin on when there was discussions whether we should have been able to put a line through Tomlin's name on there. Rooney said that he is the coach that is most adept at dealing with the younger players.
Yeah, because you got.
And you've got boom, 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 boom. How much did he deal with these guys? I'm actually disappointed in the Steelers for trading Pickens. I do
Well-
not understand the logic of getting
what?
rid of him.
You brought in Robert Woods. Is that who I saw
Yes,
they
so
signed?
far.
Oh yeah, let's get our Super Bowl tickets.
Yeah, right now we have it on the board behind you. Those are the available wide receivers right now, and the AAV
No,
average.
Juju was signed up by Kansas City.
Is you sure?
Yeah. They brought him back on a 1-year deal.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so-
you've got Calvin Ridley at 20, and the Steelers right now have 34.9 million to spend. That's not including Aaron
I know
Rodgers
Amari
at all.
Cooper's still out there, but it sounds like
It's right there.
Oh, is he? I can't.
Or that's who that should be. That's not Ridley. That's Cooper. I wrote
Oh,
that
okay,
down
okay,
wrong.
okay.
So-
Yeah, but it sounds like he's pulling the Aaron Rodgers nonsense, where he's not sure if he wants to play or not.
Who? Cooper.
Yeah, so,
So-
you don't want to play? No, well, they don't want you. So
Would you pay 13 for Mooney?
no,
Okay.
yeah,
Gabe Davis,
maybe 5.
Marquise Brown, Tyler Boyd. That's what you gave up for this upcoming season. You're going to have to replace something with that unless somebody gets cut.
If you got Boyd on a decent number, I'd bring him in.
$3 million.
Yeah,
That's all it would be.
That $3 million for Boyd, I think, is doable.
Well, didn't he and the Steelers have problems before he signed with Tennessee? There was speculation he was going to be a Steeler.
There was all kinds of talk, like that one week it was going to happen, the next day. But then again, that's all those people over at the agenda that are always
Yeah.
embarrassing themselves.
Well,
the
now
same ones
let's-
that said, remember,
Yeah.
with speaking of Pickens, one of the really intelligent guys over there that's very reputable. This is Pickett. What is it? Pickett to Pickens is the next Montana to Rice.
Ouch. Overshot
I mean,
that one
you
just
should have a
little.
job for making that comment, covering sports. That alone he should be starving on the street.
Same guy who said Watt was a reach.
Yeah, right.
Is that right? Same guy, maybe?
But here's
I
my
think so.
here's my overall problem with trading Pickens. They didn't address the receiver position in the draft. If you knew you were moving on from him,
This is why I don't understand this move. If you are going to go with a passing offense, you did draft a running back in the 3rd round, et cetera, et cetera. What is your battle plan?
I don't think
Robert
they know.
Wood. I mean, that's what it seems like they're flying.
It's like
with
they're
up.
just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
Like this DK Metcalf signing, who I love DK Metcalf,
me
but
too.
it looks worse every time they make a move.
And that's the thing we are poisoned by in Pittsburgh is believing that we draft well. And that's on that board right there
That
behind
was true
you.
20 years ago.
Look at what is left. The Steelers right now have 23 drafted players of the 53 on the roster.
Here's one for you too.
That's
What,
crazy.
Since 2006, only 4 Steeler first-round picks have seen their second contract. with the Steelers.
I have said this
Yeah.
again and again.
Yeah.
You either come to the Steelers as a Hall of Famer or you don't get the second contract.
Yeah, but let's break down that percentage. That's like 20%.
Look at the board.
Even better.
Look at the board. Hayward in 2010, 2016. All that's left from the 2016 draft is Miles Killebrew.
Fair enough.
Watt
That's
in
almost-
17, 18 Mason Rudolph.
Which kind of doesn't count since he left and came back.
That's yes.
Yeah, so but,
19. Nothing's left of the 19 draft.
you could argue they did give up. Yeah, never mind. I'm wrong on that. But Highsmith, that was a good pick.
And that's the only player left of that draft.
Yeah, right.
21, Freiermuth, Loudermilk. I don't know if Roach is still there on a developmental or if he's a part of the actual 53. 22, Austin. DeMarvin Leal's probably done in Pittsburgh.
Oh, there you go. I
Yeah, he's
remember.
sadly probably done. Connor Hayward hasn't produced much.
No,
Robinson's a fourth
He's collecting a check because of his last name.
And the 23 draft looks okay so far.
Yeah, 2023 looks good. 2024 looks like a dud.
What do you do with that?
This is where you.
In all honesty.
honestly, I think.
So trading George Pickens just because he was a lot of a problem, but he was a serviceable player who had a lot of talent for a 3rd and a 5th round draft pick in 2 years. When you've got 3 supplemental draft picks coming in the 3rd round next year, this belief that they're going to trade up for a quarterback and give away, what team's who's in that top 5, top 10 is going to care about Steelers 3rd round draft picks? If you're going to move up, you're giving up the 26, 7 first rounds.
You're giving up following, but yeah, at that point.
Yeah, you don't have the draft capital you're
So
talking
it
about.
sounds like you're projecting that they're coming into this year, going to do their usual 9-8 nonsense, float at the end of the playoff, get bounced early, and then hope to throw a bunch of picks at someone to move up to get Arch Manning or Drew Aller or whoever.
That's the construct that is
Please
being
do not take
believed.
Drew Aller.
No,
Yeah, you need a killer instinct. He does not have it.
we'll see what happens this year with them. I think Aller is going to benefit from what Kenny Pickett benefited from.
Nepotism?
That, as well as it's going to be a year where the running game is going to carry Penn State as close to a
Yes.
national championship. He will benefit from that on the draft boards and will be picked higher than he should.
Well, actually, I don't know, man. If he would have come out this year, he might have been a top 10 pick.
Absolutely. He would have.
I got to do a sidebar. That wasn't Rock and Rob. Is he still around, or has he got the day
Yeah,
off?
he's still around.
Oh, good, good. Want to make sure. Speaking of some of our, Duke will be enjoying this cookie.
Yes.
We had some Chick-fil-A earlier,
Hi.
so
Yeah.
we got
Duke's biggest fan. You're one of your biggest fans. She comes in and says hi all the time. She left Duke a cookie.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
He will enjoy it probably on the way home, maybe, if he's good. He's been bad
If he's
lately.
good. So now to end the George Pickens talk, unless you want to continue to go on.
I've got everything. I got all my hot air out.
As a card shop owner,
no.
this is what tends to happen when a player gets traded or cut or released. You just watch money go right in the
Come on,
garbage.
man. You can lot that and get some idiot in Dallas to overpay for it.
Yeah, you think?
You want me to do that?
Nah, I just want to watch them go away.
Okay, well,
that's
put
a
that
good
off to
one
the
right
side.
there.
Yeah.
But this is
Yeah,
what
yeah,
ends up happening with your collection of them because pretty much no one's going to buy them. So goodbye.
no,
As I have the shirt on inside out, it's a sad
See,
day for me because I like Pickens.
You know what? So Dallas is one of those fan bases. Okay, where they will do this because a lot of them have it.
I think Pickens and CeeDee Lamb work really well as long as Dak Prescott's healthy.
Well, the problem in Dallas is Dak Prescott is a good quarterback, but he's not worth $50 to $60 million. They should be paying him 30. But what happens is now that's cap space that's not spent throughout the team. That's what's been
That's hurting them.
That's what's been killing the Cowboys is overpaying Dak. Is Dak a good quarterback? Yes, but
they're getting Zach Martin off the books, which was a lineman that cost them, I think, $25-30 million. So that's probably the Pickens money. That's why the Cowboys drafted a lineman in the first round.
I don't know if you can give top money to two receivers.
Cincinnati's doing it right now,
and that's why they're shopping their defensive end, and their quarterback's going to be playing on his back most of the year.
Yeah.
With that being said. Back to Pickens, though, like that stuff there, if those were all Pickens cards, I would lot those, and some Cowboy fan will overpay for that because there's a lot of hype and buzz behind them. So if you got Pickens stuff, now's the time to sell it before probably game 3 of the season before he's fighting with either Dak or Lamb.
I'm genuinely saddened that he's gone.
What do you think I'm going to get for this? Because this is one of those pieces when I bought it. I knew he wouldn't be in Pittsburgh forever, but because it was linked to something iconic, it almost had permanent Ken Cave status. But I'm on the fence now.
I think with the way that football in general is going, with players moving around this much, the iconic moments, the Santonio Holmes the toe tap catch.
Yep.
He's been brought back in, and all sins are forgiven, whatever sins there were. So I
Harrison
think
left the way he did, and he still,
Yeah, I think going forward, you're just going to grab the moments. Like you have that really cool Juju thing.
Oh yeah, with
the gloves.
Longest offensive play in team history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those kind of things will matter in the end. I think that's where we're headed with a lot of this collectability. And I think right now, have you paid attention to Trump and Nick Saban are getting together looking at an executive order to try to figure out the NIL mess?
I don't know what there's to figure out. The court's already ruled that it's
Go back. CBS right now is looking at player roster sizes with I think it's $2.4 billion settlement that's coming for the players from the past in college football.
Here's my problem with
this thing's just starting to
I'm
heat up
all
to
for
me.
these kids making this money.
I agree,
I
too.
think it's great, and you know what? Yeah, of all people, Nick Saban. Yeah, when he had the edge, and he was the one benefiting from these rules and getting around them. He didn't have no problem
That's how the SEC became the SEC.
That's it.
Is he benefited from that stuff?
Let's be honest. So now that the Big Ten and all these other conferences are caught up, now he's got a problem with this. I don't think so.
No, I'm all for the chaos and the craziness, but again, it's not going to hurt the fan bases once you expect this to happen. Like Penn State right now picked up a wide receiver from Syracuse, picked up one from USC. That's for this season. Whether they move to different schools the next year, you get the national championship out of it, or you get the run at it. You're not going to care.
I'm throwing this out there. You know what? If Penn State don't like what they have in Grunkenmeyer, I think Bo Pribula comes back next year.
I would love this. Welcome back, Bo. I'd be the happiest.
But that's the landscape of college football right now. I'll tell you the situation that's being overlooked that I'm surprised Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback from Texas, and some of these other ones aren't
Quinn
pursuing.
Ewers.
Thank you. He was offered $8 million, I believe, to go play quarterback at Oregon, but decided to go to the NFL and fell in the draft.
Well, college basketball has that, where you can get that prognosis of where you're going to be drafted to then decide.
Well, if that's the case, that Shedeur, he was projected some drafts top 3.
Somebody's actually suing for pain and suffering that he didn't get drafted until the 5th round.
We got to get in on that class action
yeah.
lawsuit. If they get
There's
paid
a
out
class
on that,
action lawsuit on that.
That's some Chick-fil-A
Speaking of
money.
lawsuits, what about the belt beating at PNC Park? Have you seen that?
Yeah, you know what
The security guard pulled his belt off and beat a troublemaker up with it. Good job.
I was gonna say, you know what?
I'm on his side.
I had, without knowing this, I mean, if it was self-defense, hey, he had to defend himself.
You haven't seen this yet?
I've seen it, but I don't know the full context.
I don't either.
I know someone spit on. I think the security guard got
If
spit
you're
on.
at a Pirate game and you have to go face to face with the security guard, I got to question what's wrong with you. Just go home.
Thank you.
Just go home.
Honestly, and we talked about that.
Golly.
Honestly, like,
What are you proving by trying to argue with a security guard after a game's over?
You're right about that. Just go home or
Yeah.
whatever, or go do something fun before. I'm tired of like these. They're the fans at PNC Park and even Acrisure. They've been getting a little more obnoxious.
We witnessed it firsthand. I witnessed it where a guy bothered you at the game.
Yeah, he grabbed me.
Yeah.
Interrupted a conversation. I'm mid-conversation. Guy, hey, how'd you get this seat?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe go talk to the guy that works for PNC Park and leave me alone while I'm minding my own business.
Yeah, you're just because
I
you're
was
at
the
a
jerk.
game. Yeah. I think a lot of that is people want exposure on social media, so now funny has turned into ignorant.
Yeah, and
That's
accepted.
maybe where
And it's
we
accepted.
are.
Yeah.
And you're not the guy's not cool going up to a security guard.
No.
The guy's just doing a job. Leave him be.
Agreed.
If I'm dead wrong about this and the security guard did something wrong, apologies. But what you see,
Based on what
leave
we've
him
seen,
alone.
yeah, when people are working, let them work. Stop bothering
Yeah.
people while they're working. But so you know what? I was driving through Hopwood on my way here because of all the construction and what.
You came here through Hopwood?
It was
From Mount Pleasant to Hopwood. No one has ever done that.
I don't know what happened, like because like of all the
Hopwood?
all the construction, it just right. But anyway, your VFW will have Pendulum on May 17th. Get over there and check them out.
That's wonderful.
That's to benefit Vietnam veterans.
Yes.
That's a good time.
The
and a good
AMVETS
cause.
It's a great place. I grew up a block away from it.
You gonna be
They
there?
keep it first rate. I have no choice now.
I'll be there.
Now I want to see the GPS how you got to Hopwood.
I don't know. I think at some point I got tired of like all these construction zones and I hung a left somewhere and you know what?
It was the greatest place to grow up. I love it.
Yeah, it looked nice from what I saw. You know what? A fun one as we close this up. This reminded me of the time years ago. I'm leaving Seven Springs one morning. I'm done working. I'm like, yeah, I'm just always curious where that road ends up. 20 minutes later, I'm in the state of Maryland.
Wow. Wow. Holy moly.
Anything to add before we pitch to Rise?
No, I've complained enough and
got it all in
explained
there?
enough. Busy week.
Yes, sir. It's
Busy
only
week.
going to get busier. Okay. Rise Wrestling is next. We'll see you next week.